my dear Libras. This is your love and spirituality reading for the mid-month of June 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for your sign, and thank you all for liking, watching, commenting and subscribing to my channel. I have put astrological information for the month of June in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se. The reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch it. So if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person in the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. For this reading, I used the Osho Zen Tarot by Deva Padma. I have been using it since 1995, and many of you have asked how I have learned to read tarot in the way I do. This deck has been my main source of inspiration, together with Crowley's Tot Tarot. It is working with the wisdom of Zen and can be used together with cards with Zen stories to get an even deeper knowledge of your situation. So I will make a shorter 5-card spread to make it more digestible for you. And now I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open your deck here, Libra, I see Thunderbolt, the Tower, and it's in reversed, and also Knight of Swords. Here it's called Fighting. So the Tower in the reverse is kind of an ongoing disaster in your life. It doesn't have to be that bad. It can just be like being stuck in a situation that doesn't seem to be having any solutions, or having a lot of losses, like a lot of things. You're losing a lot of things in a row. It can also be a lot of stubbornness that you are putting up towards the divine change of plan. It's like with the Tower, when the Tower comes, it's the divine that wants you to change the course of direction. So they might make the work environment for you inhabitable, like you can't stay there. People are, it's too difficult for you, so you have to leave, but you don't. When the Tower is in the reverse, it's kind of you try to stand, you try to stay in that situation, you try to endure, you try to fight your way through this, and so that you can continue with what you were doing. It can also be you have friends that you can't stand, or a love situation that is like a disaster, constantly fighting. So whatever kind of situation you are in, the mounting pressure wants you to give up, okay? Whatever it is that you are focused on that really doesn't work, they want you to give up on it. Either it's your the Tower is also walls, and here we can see someone in a fighting spirit, so it can be your defense also that needs to go, okay? That your defensive behavior is keeping you in a situation with ongoing disasters. I'm saying disasters, but it doesn't have to be that bad. It can just be like really uncomfortable, okay? And fighting, the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is Gemini. It's really a wonderful sun sign. It's about being very clear-minded, having ideas coming to you quick, like this, new ideas, like just spraying through the head. But Gemini is also quick into jumping into conclusion and believing that their mind has all the answers, and thinking that this person thinks this about me, or that person have this to say about me, or they did this behind my back. Or so it can be you being like in a quarrel with someone in your head. So usually that's a good thing, okay? As long as you can see it, as long as you can be aware of it. If you're having quarrels with people inside your head, write it down, okay? It might be that you're actually solving things with these people on a 5-dimensional level. So write it down, not a whole quarrel. You can just write down, okay, I'm feeling upset with this person because this and this is my conclusion. I am not going to give in, I'm going to keep my boundaries, or I won't stand this for much longer, or whatever it is that you are, is your conclusion for this, from these arguments that might go on in your head. They are not always in your head. It can also be people on the outside being aggressive towards you, or maybe coming and telling you that their ideas are better and you should change. Listen to this. Don't put up so much defenses. Don't take it so personally. Usually it's just like an aspect of yourself being mirrored on the outside. So if a person comes and says something rude towards you, it's really usually something rude that you are saying to yourself all day. They are just showing you it in the mirror. So be grateful for people that rubs you in the wrong way. They are kind of showing you where you still are not healed, where you still have issues, where you still are like, no one can touch a person of Zen. A person that's are healed, they trust themselves, they love themselves, believe in themselves, they follow their intuition, which you seem to have a little bit problem with here. They follow their intuition and they are sure, so they don't have to take things personally, and they have no wounds, so there's nothing to poke. Okay. I had to let my dog in. He was out barking in the yard. Okay, so great opening, Libra. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have also projections, number 7, with this fighting. So I'm thinking there's a lot of things going on inside your head, and everything that you're thinking of another person, it usually says more about you than it does about the other person. Not bad things, okay? So you think that, oh, this person is like this and this. So that kind of means that you are afraid of people thinking this and this about you, or being this and this about you, towards you. So you don't have to, it's not really about the other person. They are just the mirror. We can see here projections. You also have schizophrenia there. Okay, so projections here. And this is two people, they are this person and this person, but what they see is something else. So this person sees this mirroring out. They don't see the real person. And this person sees this mirroring. They don't see the real person. You can notice this sometimes when you are really detached from a situation and someone has a quarrel with you. They can quarrel with you and you don't even have to answer. They have both the accusation and the answer, and what you are thinking and what you are feeling. You can just watch the show. You are not involved. It's not personal. It's something going on with that person. It's their fears. It's their things that's being on display, and you can in that situation you can really detach, because it has nothing to do with you. The only thing you can say in that kind of situation is, okay, I see that you are very upset, so what is it that you really have a problem with, and you can investigate further what it is that this person is so upset about, and maybe you can help them. Maybe you can say, okay, so I understand that you're really upset with me, how I grocery shop. Maybe it's in the wrong way. I take the wrong groceries first, and I will change that. So will that make you feel better? And the person might say yes, or maybe it's an unsolvable problem, because this person can not let go of the fears inside of their head. So sometimes you wake up and you see the situation like this, like, oh, this is not about me at all. But this is kind of indicating that this might be Libra doing this, that you might project things onto others. And it's not, you are not bad for doing this. You are just reliving like a nightmare over and over again. And it's not for real. It's just going on in your head. It's like small children playing car accident over and over and over and over again, because they want to also be able to detach from the situation. The first time they play car accident after they have been in a car accident, it will be very traumatic, but eventually they will detach from the situation, and it would just be these toy cars clashing into each other, and then they have healed, okay, because then they are not upset by the situation anymore. So sometimes we need to go into these projections again and again and again and again. It will make our life a living hell, but eventually we will kind of, the energy that has been built up, the traumatic energy, that's the reason to why you have these projections in the first place, will have kind of used up their momentum, and eventually you will not find more fuel for this projection, and it might take many lifetimes. So the best thing you can do today is to just write down everything that you are arguing about in your head. So keep a journal, and every time you have written this thing down, this person was so mean to me, they did this and this, and I feel like this and this, then you just go and you stay in your body. When you feel your body from the inside, it might hurt a lot, but you won't be able probably to think in the same time. We have our eye, that's the eye in the I am. It's the eye that watches through your eyes, hear the surrounding, feel the feelings or have the thoughts, but you are not what you see, you are not what you think, you are not what you feel, you are the I. So you can take this I and stay with your feelings, then it will be occupied with staying with the feelings, and the mind, the thoughts can't really bother you. Every time you think things like this, you will put a certain amount of stress on your body that might lead to physical conditions, okay? So you don't want to put that kind of stress on your body. So when you have thought this, you have had these thoughts and you write them down, you stay with your body. When you stay with your body, you give attention to the body. That is love. And your body needs your love. It needs your attention. Attention and love is also healing. So when you stay with the inside of your body, even if it's painful, you are starting the healing process. And then you will kind of fall asleep again. I say fall asleep, but what's really happening is that you'll kind of lose your awareness. And then you will start thinking again. And then you write it down. And when you have written it down, you feel your body again. And then you will lose your conscious again. And you will think. And then you write it down. And then you feel your body again. You can also do my exercise dealing with pain that I have put in my Q&A section, in my Q&A playlist. You can check it out on that playlist, and how you will also be able to work with the pain in the same way that I now suggest that you will work with your thoughts, because your thoughts seems to be the main issue in this reading. Okay. So I don't know where I was. So I say I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we have going with the flow, which seems to be a problem, and fighting. So it's also that you are not taking side with your feelings. Your feelings want something. You don't have to take action accordingly with your feelings, but you need to allow them to be there. So it might be, for example, that you feel love for someone, but you're so angry with them, so you don't want to love them. So you can't go with the flow of your emotions. You are resisting it. And when we resist things, we become anxious and tense. Everything we resist persists. So even if a person have been acting very abusive towards you, if you have love for them, you have love for them. So it doesn't matter. You still need to feel the feeling. It doesn't make you vulnerable. You don't have to tell them. You can just feel the feeling, accept everything that you find inside of yourself. Even things you don't like about yourself, just accept it. So accept that love is there, or whatever kind of emotion. This is Ace of Cups, isolation. Ace of Cups, it's like your wisdom well. It's your vibrating emotional connection to the divine, your intuition. So through here, it will come very deep rooted emotions. And if we have a very certain connection with people, we will have the Ace of Cups in a reading, because then we are connected through our soul. And so that's why I'm talking about love here. But it might also be that you are unable to connect with your deepest, rootest feelings, that is your connection, your intuition, your connection with the divine. So instead you are listening to your mind, your very limited human mind. The human mind is only kind of 10% of your total intelligence. The rest is the subconscious, which the Ace of Cups here is a part of. So if you just use your mind, you will be 90% less intelligent than a person that uses all their total awareness. It's like if you have a problem and you can't really solve it, and then you go to sleep, and then the next morning you wake up and you just, eureka, I got it. This is how I'm going to change it. And then your subconscious have been working with the problem for you and solved it for you. It can also come when you are driving your car or taking a shower or being out for a run, a flash of insight. It's your subconscious. It's kind of your hard drive where you store everything. Like every itty bitty second of your life is kind of videotaped and put in a storage in your subconscious. So it has a vast amount of knowledge, and it's also connected to this. It's like an umbilical cord going back to the Akasha Chronicles, the total wisdom of humankind. Okay, so the wisdom that we have shared together, and that our ancestors have built up for generations and generations. So it's a vast amount of intelligence and wisdom that can be tapped into if you just connect with your feelings. So start to trust your feelings, that they have a message. You don't have to act accordingly with them. We should communicate it either to ourselves, like this is how I feel. You can write it down after your thoughts, like this is what I think about this situation, this is what I feel about this situation. You don't have to say it, but you need to acknowledge it, at least for yourself. Next state would be to actually say it, because when we keep things for ourselves or keep things hidden, it will become a blockage in our canal. Our magnetic field is like an apple, like this, and the center here can be clogged up with things that you don't say. So if you don't share your emotions or your vulnerability or what you really think about the situation, it will clog up. But as long as you share it with yourself, it will keep on moving rather smoothly. It will still be some blockage, but not in the same severe amount that it can be for you right now when you're holding these things back, even for yourself. Okay. So I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirits, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Libra viewers. So possibilities. We have the 2 of Wands here, and it comes in reversed. So it's like you are not checking out your possibilities because you are so fearful of what you will find inside. So you don't even check it out, and then you don't know all your options. So admit to yourself what you are feeling inside and get more options, more ways to deal with the situation. It's when you this is the eye, the eagle is the eye, watching the thoughts, watching the emotions, watching your inside of your body, watching people in your surrounding and getting options. But when you refuse to, maybe you just watch people in your surrounding, but you refuse to check inside yourself, then you have cut yourself off like half of the options that are available for you. Okay, so where were I? Yes, I want my dear Libras to have love in their lives. And here we have success coming, and this is what the divine wants for you too. So 6 of Wands is Jupiter in Leo. It represents Jupiter in Leo. And it's messages. It's also a win-win situation, creating beautiful win-win situations. When you're not arguing with people in your head, you can make win-win situations with them instead. When you understand that most of what you're thinking is your own process. It's still this, what I said from the beginning, that sometimes we are working very hard together with people on a 5th dimensional emotional level to solve things. So you can start thinking about a person because they are thinking about you and your common problem, and then you will start arguing with them in your head. But it's just so you can find your standpoint. And when you acknowledge what you are thinking about and how it makes you feel, you will also find your standpoint, what you believe in this situation. And next time when you meet this person and the issue come up, you know how you feel and what you think about the situation, and you can continue the discussion from there. So this is kind of the situation, 6 of Wands, win-win situation. When you know where you stand and the other person knows where they stand, you can start the communication. This is how I feel. Okay, I understand. I have heard that this is how you feel. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, so this is how I feel, or what I see about this situation, and the other person can give the same feedback. Okay, so I understand that this is how you feel and what you see. Okay, and then you can sort out the mistakes, like how people have not understand each other fully, and we can have a hard time believing them because we rather want to believe our thoughts, and we should trust ourselves more. If it doesn't feel right, you haven't got to the state where you can accept the truth, or it isn't the truth. So you need to align with yourself. It's nothing else you can do. Even if it's you have jumped into the wrong conclusion, you still need to stand by your side, because that is the only way to get the whole you, all the archetypes inside of you to cooperate with each other. Because if some part of you isn't being listened to, it's not going to cooperate. It's going to be stubborn and refuse things, and then it's halting the healing process. So it's better to always align with yourself and say, okay, I hear what you say, but I still don't believe you. So always tell the truth. This is also about telling the truth, but it's also about being a leader. It's like you have this sensitivity, maybe being oversensitive to what people say and do, the smallest twitch in their face is something that you interpret in a certain way. It makes you into like a little bit hyperactive, but it's also make you into, you have superpowers, okay? And you can share what you know instead of keeping quiet with this, or thinking that it's just a projection. You can voice your projection, even if it shows to be true, like wrong in the end. It's still like when you voice your concerns, you make room for eliminating mistakes or misassumptions and things like this. So this is a card of open communication, where you take the leadership, you show someone the way, you become the bigger person, you start to communicate in this way that you take responsibility for your feelings, and you don't take things what the other person say personally. It's not about you. What they say is about them, and what they see and what they can feel in a situation. It's very good to listen, because sometimes you can get a glimpse of your own shadow when you listen to other people. If they say, well, you are so darn lazy. Well, maybe I am lazy. What is it inside of me that makes me want to be lazy? And you can find out that maybe you need to rest a lot because you have been forcing yourself to do a lot of things that you don't want to do. And it's like a doorway. All those things are doorways into greater knowledge. Okay, so I wanted this to be easy and digestible, but, well, Libra, whatever comes through, so I can't really control it. I want my dear Libras to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success. Creative success. Here we have this fighting in your head. They are fighting. It's a song that came for you earlier, and this is the dream, so it's still in your head. It might not only be that you're quarreling with people, you might also love them. It's very it's like you are a little bit split. Sometimes you hate this person, sometimes you love this person, sometimes you hate your situation, sometimes you love your situation, sometimes you can't stand it, and sometimes you get very nostalgic about it, because the dream is about nostalgia, feeling like looking into the past and seeing that everything was so great then. And probably it was. The only thing that's in the way for things being great also today is your head. So if you can take it a little bit less serious and just give it attention, because it too needs love. If you try to ignore your thoughts, they will become even louder. So write them down, give them the loving attention, even if you are a little bit addicted to this thinking. It's not entirely a bad thing. It's your superpower to be this smart and receptive and see all these things. It's just that it has become like an addiction a little bit. So you have this, it's like you're throwing yourself in these two different directions. And here we have moment to moment. So it's like a situation needs step-by-step change, okay? You're still in diapers. You still crawl. You need to learn how to walk, okay? And don't be upset with you not being able to sort this out like in a twinge of a moment. Take it step by step. You are a beginner in this, also with keeping your awareness to being thrown between this thinking and this everything was so good then. So try to just become more aware, okay? What I told you, awake, feel your body. Get lost in the thoughts, feel your body, get lost in the thoughts. Also, when you are talking with people or experiencing things or working, you can always have one eye, like a little bit of attention inside yourself. It's like Odin. He had two eyes, but he put one of his eyes in the wisdom well. So it's, of course, the Ace of Cups. So he can always have an eye on his emotion and thereby having a eye on his intuition. So I'm thinking this to moment is you getting more and more awareness. We also have the Creator here in the reverse. It's a card for Leo, but might also be a Sagittarius or Aries in your life, and it's talking about, it's probably you are upset with this person. It doesn't have to be a fire sign. It can be a person. It's like a know-it-all, okay? A person that knows everything, and they are so stubborn. Like specifically Aries can be very stubborn, and Sagittarius is always on the run somewhere, and Leo have their big heart that they always trust above you. So I'm thinking that many of you will be in a situation with a person that is either very dramatic, jealous. They can be maybe they don't spend time with you, like Sagittarius energy. They move from place to place, or there's so many other things that's important instead of you. And with Aries, it can be stubbornness and sometimes even aggression. I'm saying the bad things because the cards comes in the reversed. So both you here and this other person is in the reversed, but what's between you is love, and moment to moment is like step by step change and taking the next step, maybe into reconciliation, because the dream is about reconciliation. It's about making things better. It's a second chance, like getting a second chance to fix something. And you also have the moment to moment, that's two, second chance, okay? So, creative success. And here you have the Page of Cups also jumping, and it's about offering your vulnerability to someone. And that means coming out of the cage, vulnerability isn't dangerous. Vulnerability is you being brave and smart and open and not keeping blocks inside of you, okay? When you say to a person, I love you, it doesn't matter if they love you back. You just have to say it because it's your truth, okay? And when you give yourself the truth and other people the truth, you will start to have much more energy in your life to your disposal. So you don't have to be sheep about it, and I won't say I love them because before they say they love me. So you don't have to be that way anymore, because you will have infinitive energy to your disposal. So you don't have to hide what it is that you truly feel. So it's like someone coming out of a cage here, and it's a lot of free birds already. So free yourself, my dear Libras. So creative success. I want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. They are so chatty, these cards. I'm trying to make the readings shorter and more digestible, but the divine has another idea. So I'm just 29 minutes only with shuffling. Okay, so I will tune in for a few seconds here. Okay, Libra, as I'm sitting here, it's coming through more messages, and it's that this with your superpowers. Thoughts are your superpowers. You just step by step need to learn how to use them in a good way. All your different personality traits and things are positive. It just how you use them. So if you're using your thoughts always and to you are addicted to it, you are misusing your superpower, and you need to learn to use it better. So it's just about that. It's just about using your superpower so it doesn't consume you, your soul, and people in your surrounding, but actually take it down a notch, learn how to control it, so that it will be a good thing in your life. You can use this smartness, this swiftness, this ability to see things from and above in a positive way, instead of making it to a dark magic, because it hurts you, and it also hurts your surrounding when you are addicted to thinking things that's not even true. It's just like your mind spinning out of control a little bit. Okay, so I will do a 5-card spread, and it's there. And this is your spread, and here is you now, Libra. This is you or your situation. This is your past and your future. And this is the past of another person in your life, or a circumstance in your life, a situation in your life, people, a group of people, or the divine, like how they have been trying to work together with you. So it's kind of the past of outside forces. This is the future of outside forces. And here we have the now, and it's King of Swords in the reversed. So it kind of says that, Libra, you are a control freak. Sorry for laughing, but humor helps everything. Don't be so serious. Take things more playful. This is what the doctor have ordered with this card. I will read it for you later. This is your superpower, and you're just using it wrong. I didn't have this superpower before, but I had to dig it up. It was a 3 meters tall mummy with a 2 meters tall sword that were lying in a glass coffin, and it took me about a year to dig up this lost soul part of mine. You already have this soul part intact, this big, it's like your warrior, it's like your judge. It's a person that have the ability to see things very clearly and see things from above and put judgments. It's just that you have learned to lean on this energy so much that it has become destructive in your life. So you need to learn to use it with moderation, and maybe start to become a little bit more trusting and not always try to calculate everything. It's better to just trust the situation and, go with the flow and take the fool's jump over a cliff and live a little bit. Okay, let loose a little bit. Okay, so that's the now. And this is the past, and we have adventure in reverse. So all these things I said with going with the flow and letting loose is not something that you have been doing in the past. Adventure is page of coins, so it's the seed that you were when you came, like all your personality traits in a package, like in a seed, and they have developed in different directions. This is who you were when you came. You were perfect. Okay, you came here perfectly adapted to your mission. So you were kind of hand-picked for the life that you are supposed to live and the mission that you are having in this lifetime. So the more you become your natural self, the more you will find, you will be able to fulfill your life mission. Okay, so your superpower is important. It's just that you need to get less controlled. I was about to say you need to get it into control, but this is kind of advice to not have control. So you need to let loose a little bit more, trust universe a little bit more. It's like you think that you are God, and if you don't fix the thing, no one will, or if you don't solve it, no one will, or if you don't find a solution, no one will. But great leaders in history, they have shared a secret, and that is that they procrastinate things. I know that Libra is very great in procrastinating things until it shows like a solution, like this is a way out. So you don't have to solve everything yourself. You just look for when a solution will appear and you go and grab it. So that might be your problem, that you don't even trust the solutions when they come. So you don't go and grab it. You just like, nah, I will stand here and watch a little bit longer. Maybe it will come a better one. And then your whole life passes by and then it's over and you were not able to fulfill your life mission. So we don't want that for you. And this is your future. And here we have playfulness. So playfulness is Page of Wands. It's fire and it comes in the reverse. So it's again saying that you are not adventurous and not playful. You're just a control freak. Okay. So playfulness is a beautiful card. It's about taking all the different chances and doing the best with them, being very creative, being one with the divine. This is your soul's energy. This is the seed, the personality that you were when you came. This is your soul coming down in your body, being able to fulfill your life mission with all these creative projects and falling in love and being passionate and letting loose and trying new things. She is full of adventures, okay? And we have adventures there too. This is like a little child that's for the first time going out and for themselves and looking through their big garden, you know, seeking it out. So it's a big adventure for them. For you as a grown-up, it wouldn't be probably, but it's kind of showing this innocence that we need to have for things we yet haven't experienced. Okay, so this is the past of your outside circumstance. And we are the world here. So we are the world is kind of family card. It's a card of values, family tradition, houses, people we feel like family together with, our best friends, our life partners, the people we are married to. And it also comes in the reversed here. So it seems like you, when we can't control other people or we can't make them into what we want. We kind of might be feeling compelled to reject them. Okay, so it might be that you have had troubles with friends or family or life partners and that you have rejected, like a valuable situation that have been rejected or that lost its value for some reason. Okay, and this is your future, this situation's future, and we have here politics. So it seems like you are in a situation where neither you or the people that you're with are really showing your true colors. Okay, you're not showing who you really are. You're not saying the truth to the other person. This face are false and this face are false. Both faces are false. This is a person showing up like a nice facade, and this is how they believe that they are deep inside, but they aren't. Both you and the other person are this beautiful souls in a human body, but since you believe either the other person to be the villain or yourself to be the villain, you are not showing your true face, and therefore there can be no real communication. Okay, there can be no real meeting. It's like you're not meeting a real person, you're just meeting the face of this person. It's again like the 7 projections. This is 7 politics. All the 7s comes with challenges, and it seems like Libra right now, you and the people that you're with are being challenged through emotions and thoughts, and this is kind of what the whole reading has been about. So it's not easy for you to show vulnerability and authenticity if people around you is not, but someone needs to show the way. You actually got the 6 of Wands. You need to be the pioneer, like the bigger person. You need to show the way. Okay, so 7 politics can also be a person having like lost the faith in a situation. So it might be that you have lost your faith in a situation that was once very valuable to you. 7 of Swords is like, I don't have enough money, I'm not young enough, I'm not old enough, I'm not pretty enough, I don't have the talents, I'm not smart enough, whatever it is. It's like giving up on something because and taking a shortcut and kind of giving up on your life dream or in something important just because you don't believe that you are worthy of loving, or that you are that you will make it. Okay, so it's better to just give up. So it's like you're giving up on an outside situation because you feel that it's phony, it's false, people are not showing their right faces. But again, it's projections. So if you haven't shown your right face, they can't show their right face either. But if you start, because you got the 6 of Wands, so it kind of indicated that you need to be the one that, you know, shake this situation up and be adventurous, be playful. You don't have to take other people personal, okay? You don't have to, if they don't want to play with you, it's not personal, it's just them being dull, okay? So I will read a control card for you. King of Swords. King of Swords is a beautiful energy. It's like archangels. So many swords people, maybe many air people have been angels in previous lifetime. It's just that you had to come down to earth to have this experience, to be on earth. And the angel solutions to human issues doesn't really work that well. So we need to actually be more connected to our bodies and our emotions. We can't just be logic and detached and solve things that way as we maybe were able to do when we were angels. There's a time and place for control, but if we put it in charge of our lives, we end up totally rigid. The figure is encased in the angels of a pyramid shapes that surround him. Light glitters and glints off his shiny surfaces, but does not penetrate. It is as if he is almost mummified inside the structure he built up around himself. My mummy was lying in a glass coffin, so it's kind of perfect with this picture. His fists are clenched and his stare is blank, almost blind. The lower part of his body beneath the table is a knife point, a cutting edge that divides and separates. His world is ordered and perfect, but it's not alive. He cannot allow any spontaneity or vulnerability to enter. The image of the King of Clouds reminds us to take a deep breath, loosen our neckties, and take it easy. If mistakes happen, it's okay. If things get a little out of hand, it's probably just what the doctor ordered. There is much, much more to life than being on top of things. Control people are always nervous because deep down, turmoil is still hidden. If you are uncontrolled, flowing, alive, then you're not nervous. There is no question of being nervous. Whatsoever happens, happens. You have no expectations for the future. You are not performing. Then why should you be nervous? To control that mind, one has to remain so cold and so frozen that no life energy is allowed to move in your limbs into your body. If energy is allowed to move, those repression will surface. That's why people have learned how to be cold, how to touch others and yet not touch them, how to see people and yet not see them. People live with cliches. Hello, how are you? Nobody means anything. These are just to avoid real encounter of two people. People don't look into each other's eyes. They don't hold hands. They don't try to feel each other's energy. They don't allow each other to pour. Very afraid, somehow just managing, cold and dead in a straitjacket. Okay. So it's obvious that you need to get like more adventurous and playful and get out of control. Okay, do something like that makes your heart race. Challenge yourself. Take the scariest thing you can imagine that's not like truly dangerous for your body, and do it, okay? Maybe the most dangerous thing that you can feel inside, maybe these relationships, your own family, maybe. Maybe you need to hug your dad, or say to your brothers and sisters how much you love them, or something that will like get this energy flowing a little bit, okay? So, Sacred Rebels Oracle cards with Lena Fairchild. So, a touch-up for Libra in June 2018. So, what's the message for Libra? June, touch-up for you. Oh, okay. She feels, she knows. Okay. It's number 22. So, numerology speaking, it's connected to the Fool. 22, doing something stupid, falling off the edge. But it's also connected to the Emperor, and he's not far from this control freak. So it's Aries, stubborn, controlled, aggressive, my way or the highway, boundaries, taking good care of yourself, protecting your family. So, and then we have 13, death. And I'm thinking this is kind of what you are going through these phases. The Fool, having boundaries, and death, being able to sacrifice what doesn't work for you instead of just continuing with the same strategy and seeing yourself failing over and over again. It's better to try something new. To try the same thing over and over is kind of the, and hope for a different result is kind of the, yes, it's insane, okay? And illumination is erupting from within you as a vision that is bringing what was once obscured into clarity. This is not likely to happen as a blinding, shocking insight, but as more of a softer, gentle knowing. It is like knowing something without understanding exactly when or how you come to know it. So it's like with the Two of Pentacles and Six of Cups that you got. You have some certain longing, so just take step by step towards that longing. This insight will assist you, and you are asked to honor it. You will know which insight it is at the right time. Your heart will tell you. You are therefore being asked to rely upon the clarity that is coming to you now, or has just recently come. Gently but firmly, from the place of knowing, intend to act and take your next step forward. This oracle comes to you with guidance, particularly about long-range or long-term developments, something that is far bigger than immediate situation, issue, or moment is of importance, although you will only have a dim sense of that, possibly at best. So the situation you find yourself in right now may not be one of joy, but in time you will understand more of the bigger picture. You will come to see why things are happening as they are, and how you are being helped on to the next stage of your path, even though it may look like an obstacle right now. You are being asked to think in terms of long-term happiness. Sometimes this warrants change or even temporary restrictions in the short term. If you can't see how the present can possibly become what you sense the future to be, this message is especially relevant. Through the natural process of transformation, great leaps are indeed possible. You simply must be prepared to surrender into process with absolute trust. So, trust. This oracle brings you specific guidance. The situation in your current life are particularly geared towards a more significant manifestation that is coming to you, according to your life path and purpose. This is a stage of preparation and of building a foundation that will hold you strong and centered as your creative journey unfolds and your life path becomes even more brilliant and luminous. So keep plugging away, remain patient, but most of all be hopeful and trust in the light you sense ahead of you. For it is the light that is within you, simply revealed more fully, and all that is happening now is happening to that end. I'm getting another message also, and this is that all pages are messages. Communication. In the olden days, medieval ages, young people were messengers. They run with messengers. Six of Wands was also messengers, and you have here a Page of Wands. So it's something that you want to, you have something important to communicate to the world, but probably you are too scared to show it. You don't believe too much in yourself. So you can change this around by starting to love and trust yourself. You also need to connect with your emotions. In other case, you won't be able to get the message. You will get the message in pieces, step by step, and more thing will be revealed to you. So it will be like you're walking in a fog, but step by step the plan will be revealed to you. But then you need to be in connection with your emotions and also monitoring your thoughts. This is an important time. That's why the reading is becoming so long, because for many of you Libras, you are in a very important time where you need to start to take yourself seriously. Also the instincts and intuition that you are getting, because it's getting more precarious, the situation, and like if you will make you will be able to fulfill your mission or not. Okay, so stay awake. That's my best advice to you. Okay, my dear Libras, thank you for watching, and for all of you watching this far, and I want you to take really good care, and I welcome you back to my July reading that I will perform in mid-June. Okay, bye bye.